capital path. And this is the definition of people whose behavior in capitalism is sociopathic. Okay, the resource-based economy deals with the situation that I'm about to describe. And this situation is capital paths. Well, what is a capital path? A capital path is a word that I created, and it takes capitalism and sociopath and combines the two into a word, capital path. And this is the definition of people whose behavior in capitalism is sociopathic. So they would much rather put the profit in front of the people, which is actually the law of corporations. All right, capitalpathic behavior. I would say if you don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to go to a pawn shop. I think guys that run pawn shops, for the most part, are capital paths. You have big corporations, these CEOs that are running these big, and see, these guys may be beyond a capital path. Guys and women, they might be actual sociopaths. I would say that sociopaths probably gravitate towards positions of power, especially if they have any type of intellect. When you're just out there and your whole entire being is about profit and about making money and about nothing else, like you do not care about anything other than making money. Okay, now, I'm not a capital path. I have a family and I raise my kids and we go do stuff and it's all like that. And it's like, yeah, I don't really care. A capital path could have any sort of cover, like they're a normal person, okay? But they're not. They're capital paths. Sociopathic behavior with capitalism in mind. Saw a lot of this in the 90s when the factories were being exported to China. That whole maneuver was capital path, okay? To pack up a factory and to ship it overseas, and in many cases send a few key employees with the equipment to go train the Chinese how to use it, or whatever country that, you know, this wasn't only China, that, you know, Vietnam and Indonesia, Malaysia, tons of these, and maybe tons, there's probably some African countries as well, were just used for cheap labor, and our industries were shipped there by capital paths, okay? The people that did that, they had one objective: profit, more profit, okay? They didn't care about anything else, okay? Just that bottom line. So they're investors, which don't do a thing. Investors don't do. There's no innovation that comes from investors, okay? Investors are investors because they don't have innovation, because they don't know how to innovate. They don't have any sort of products in mind that are going to make this world a better place. They've got a big stack of money. Who knows how they got it? In many cases, they got it from their parents, which is a completely just broken way to run a system. The fact that you can have accumulations of resources by families over generations is a horrible concept. These children of these rich families, like, that is a capital path factory. Rich kids are a capital path factory. to grow up and not be a capital path, they have to have amazing intestinal fortitude. The capital path is one of the easiest solutions, or solving the problem of capital path is one of the easiest things, and it's simply getting rid of capitalism, getting rid of the profit motive. And people who just cannot bring themselves to have empathy for the world, then they don't need to have children. That's it. They don't need to be killed. They don't need to be tortured. They don't need to be imprisoned. Nothing like this. They need to be treated like everyone else, except for the fact that they don't get to have kids, because their capitalpathic issues are so prevalent, that their capitalpathic tendencies are so prevalent that they can't adjust their lifestyles. And so if they raise kids, the chances of their kids being capital paths increases dramatically. I don't know what else I could say on capital paths. I think it's a word that I created to define a type of person that I don't see another word defining. Okay? One of the biggest problems with capitalism is capital paths. Okay? Get some empathy. How does entertainment work in a resource-based economy? Well, that's one of those things that people just come together and decide they want to do because it's fun and enjoyable, and it's an awesome experience, and there's really no need for it to be a position to where that's what people do, and that's how they reach their quota of work. So entertainment is like, if you want to write video games, if you want to play competitive video games, if you want to make movies or TV shows or documentary, or whatever it is you want to do, that's great. Do it. It's not like picking berries that need to be picked at harvest time, or educating children, or taking care of sick people, or engineering stuff, this kind of stuff. That's the type of stuff. Entertainment, art, it's just all fun. Pornography, I mean, if consenting adults want to record their happy times and let other people watch, it doesn't really matter. With all the cameras and equipment that have already been manufactured, just making that stuff available to where it's being used all the time, then it's less about where are we going to get all this equipment for everybody to use, and more about just maintaining the stuff we have, maybe replacing some old stuff. But most equipment sits around and does nothing, and most equipment is also built with product obsolescence in mind. So there is most definitely need for cameras, for video. All that stuff has an integral place in a resource-based economy. My point being is, with all the old equipment, would probably make more sense to build a new wave of equipment that had no product obsolescence in it, right? And just recycle the old equipment that is all planned to croak anyway. Like, I bought these cameras, not this camera, I bought these other cameras not even 2 years, and just in the time that we had them, two of them at the same time, they started having little issues. So it's all just product obsolescence. It's like, oh, we can save money by using this part, or whatever. So all that stuff goes away, and then we build a round of equipment and make it available to where the people that have the training can access it to use it how they like. Now, retooling the whole planet with everything minus product obsolescence is like the first order of business. Cameras and movie equipment is not high on the priority. Everything is everything. So getting all these items that have just been built that are just crap out of circulation and replacing them, or just getting rid of them, or replacing them with quality products that will never die and are totally repairable and are totally upgradable, like totally recyclable. Like, these are what we need to focus on. Yeah, there'll be movies, probably some epic ones.